Hi everyone, Kerry here. Please excuse the state of my office. It's somehow become a den for all things Christmas, but not much I can do about that at the moment. Look, I wanted to share a story with you today about girls' voices and what happens to so many of us when we enter adolescence. Now, when I was a young girl, maybe 7 or 8, my parents were restaurateurs and massive foodies, and we enjoyed dining out as a family around once a week. And it didn't matter if it was a mid-range restaurant or somewhere fancy. Like my order would always remain the same: fish and chips, tartare sauce, a salad, and Sprite soft drink. I don't drink that anymore, by the way, but it was my absolute favourite, and I always ordered it in my big girl voice. Somewhere around the age of 10 or 11, I no longer felt comfortable asking for exactly what I wanted, just in case it was impolite being so direct, just in case someone else needed to order first, or just in case, it was what I shouldn't be eating. I was always a quiet, introverted, even a timid kid. And by the time I was around 10 years old, I had somehow taken on and adopted all of this good girl energy, the desire to people please, seeking the approval of others, considering everyone else's needs before my own. And as a result, I had immense challenges with my expression center. I literally felt trapped within my own mind and body and unable to speak up, unable to share my opinion in front of anyone I deemed an authority figure: parents, teachers, any adults, and even some of my friends. I would visibly shrink and blush, hang my head, and so many times I was just unable to get the words out. And it was incredibly painful and challenging. Now, by the time I was a teen, ask me what I wanted at a restaurant, and you'd likely get a response of, I don't know, or I'll just have what you're having, or whatever's going is fine. And I know that I'm not alone here. There has been many studies that mirror my experience and indicate that somewhere between the ages of 7 and 10, girls begin to lose their voice in favour of fitting in with everyone else. And I know this is a generalisation, but it is due to Western societal conditioning. Now, as a woman and a coach, I have continued to grapple with struggling to speak up, struggling with my expression center, doubting the value of anything I want to share, my gifts, my love of service to others. Often, it's like the very core of my being has felt stifled by this immense fear of just being seen, being visible, and speaking from the heart about what truly matters. Then one day, roughly 2 years ago, I decided no more. I was offered the opportunity to speak as a keynote speaker at the Empowering Women's Conference by Christy Vallely. Always so grateful to you, Christy, if you're watching this. And you know what? I didn't believe that I could do it. So I knew that I needed some help, and I can't remember how this amazing woman came onto my radar, but her name was Casey Baker, and she spoke about unleashing the brilliance of women's voices. So I joined Casey in one of her programs, and what happened was it was an absolute game changer for me. So fast forward a little bit, when Casey recently asked me to be a woman speak leader and facilitator in Australia, even though to this day I still feel far more comfortable communicating via blog posts and articles than on screen like this, I had to say yes. And as a mum to 3 young girls, I had to say yes because I feel incredibly passionate about empowering women and young girls to learn the art and soul of public speaking and to be able to own the value of what they have to say in any environment or situation. And if you would like to find out a little bit more about Women Speak and Girl Speak, I'll leave some links below this video and you can check that out later. But for today, I just wanted to say living a wholehearted life involves using your voice, sharing your ideas and claiming your power, your personal power. And maybe you can relate to my story. Maybe you were that girl. Maybe you were that woman who has felt trapped in her own mind, shackled, like unable to express herself. And maybe you have a history of quietly bearing your voice. Or perhaps you're someone who's never had problems with that. Perhaps you've always been brave enough to voice your opinions and you've kind of learned how to kind of step into that masculine energy as often as possible. But, maybe it never felt truly authentic, or you found yourself punished for doing so, being labelled as assertive and demanding, overly confident or obnoxious, right? Wherever you fit on that spectrum, you understand that you're doing the world no favours when you refuse to shine your light, when you refuse to use your voice, and when you feel stifled for doing so. So just for today, practice using your voice. Ditch the embarrassment, the shame. Ignore the old stories that you've been telling yourself for years and break out in whatever way feels meaningful to you. And most of all, find other women to support you and celebrate you in your endeavours. That is absolutely crucial. Okay, so if you are local to Brisbane and you're interested in Women Speak and Girl Speak, then do check out the links below this video. We begin January and I would love to share this with you. I really would. So all the very best to you guys. It's heading into Christmas time, and stay safe and be happy and take care of one another.